2024. I'm gonna do my review for WWE Smackdown Friday the 13th. This is WWE Smackdown. So Smackdown jumping off the year. This is how the show ended with Cody Rhodes and Reigns. We are gonna talk about Smackdown. We'll talk about what happened on the show. We'll talk about the news and rumors. We'll talk about the build up to Bad Blood. Um, I just want to say thank you for watching. Hit that like button, leave a comment, please subscribe to my channel. My video has been sponsored by JD from New York, Fight for Pro Wrestling, Denise Salcedo, Solomon the Sound Off, and the other podcaster that do wrestling. Make sure you guys hit that like button, leave a comment, please subscribe to my channel. Let me know what you think in the comment section about this review. Let me know what y'all think about SmackDown tonight. Well, SmackDown, the build-up was really about the bloodline and Roman Reigns and Cody Rhodes. The match had been made official. Roman Reigns and Cody Rhodes will team up for the first time ever against Solo Sikoa and Jacob Fatu at Bad Blood in Atlanta, Georgia. Now, Cody Rhodes has to be on the show. Roman Reigns can be on the show. I'm not sure if this is going to be the main event or not. It might be. Cody Rhodes is not defending the title because he doesn't have a credible challenger or a top contender for a title reign. He doesn't. Alright. Let me just show you guys the rest that happened on this show. Here's your coffee. The show opened up with the steel cage match. That was the big shock tonight. I thought it might main event, but it ended the show. It opened the show. For Cody Cutter. Then later on. Alright. Yeah.
Alright. Man, I thought I was in the mud with my brand versus branding thing, but
Cody Rhodes and Solo Sikoa 23 minutes. This match had to go like what, 15 minutes? I think it did.
Like I was triggered. I was like, WrestleMania sold out a football stadium 2 days in a row, buddy. You know.
Wait, this is a Raw song.
And next we got we'll get to that. We got Willie T here who sends in a very generous super chat saying hi Denise. Willie, thank you so much for the super chat. Appreciate your support. All right, so we are about to get into the podcast for a second. Okay, before we get into the podcast, I want to run and go get some water. Robin, do you mind taking over for like
talk about it? Like I really don't have anything negative to say. I don't know what I would say. Denise worked hard, she's nice. I guess she's not all that tall for her.
From Lundberg, and we are going to talk about WWE Smackdown returning. We're here, USA Network premiere. This is so exciting. Robin, I want to start off by getting into the fact that everyone is excited, like, hey, USA premiere. People are looking to see how Smackdown is going to be different, and really, we saw a lot of differences right off. New logo, just new text, new color. The colors are there. On top of that, we got a brand new a brand new theme song by Megan Thee
For her actual music, like going back a ways, and obviously Kendrick's thing with Drake. So Drake fans got all into it. And because the concert or the Super Bowl is emanating from New Orleans, Lil Wayne, who originally signed Drake, Young Money, that connection, is from New Orleans. So all of a sudden, even though I don't know if these people were saying this before, everyone was saying it should have been Lil Wayne who was there in New Orleans, like a bunch of internet folks, who I really think what they were doing was using Wayne as a proxy for Drake, because they're still in shambles about what Kendrick did to Drake. Therefore, this is their way about crying. This is their way of crying about Kendrick getting halftime performance, but pretending it's about something else, about Lil Wayne. But if you recall, Lil Wayne did perform at name, and it didn't go great. It wasn't his let's say he wasn't in his prime.
They did a bunch of little things that are so different. They were adding more little lower thirds in the bottom when they were showing.
Because it allowed him to play to his strengths a bit, feel a little bit more menacing, pull off some moves that in a regular match seemed basic, but with the involvement of the cage seemed a little bit more brutal. Cody was also great in this. I mean, the Cody cutter he hit off the side was executed to perfection. Obviously, you're right. The extended no commercial break aspect of it really helped. And Denise, I know you're used to this, but I always use my kids as a reference point. My son Rod, my oldest one, said, "Dad, this would be a really good match even if it was on a PLE." And I said, "Exactly right." Like it's not just a good match for TV. That would have been what a 4.5 star match on a big show. Like it was a very very strong kickoff to Smackdown on USA Network. A very very strong kickoff to the show and the direction that they took it, especially when you go to the end of the show and tie it back in. And it was the best performance of Solo Sikoa.
I think you might be onto something there because I was trying to think like if there was another match that I really liked with Solo Sikoa, and then nothing really jumped out of me so quickly. So I feel like you might be onto something there with that. But yeah, you mentioned that Cody cutter off of the cage, man. That was freaking cool. Of course, Cody doing the crossbody off the top of the cage. That was awesome too. They just did a lot here where I almost felt like Solo Sikoa should have redeemed himself here, right? Because a lot of people weren't really that interested in seeing this match happen once again. And so I did kind of feel like Solo basically redeemed himself in this matchup here. But the other thing that I was wondering when this started was, are we going to be seeing Roman Reigns? And for the most part, I think a lot of people felt like, yeah, we're going to be seeing Roman Reigns. It's the premiere. We're going to see it happen, right? But I didn't want it to happen during the match. And I'm glad that it didn't happen during the match because I wanted to see Cody Rhodes successfully defeat Solo Sikoa on his own without having to need the help of Roman Reigns. Similarly to the way that it was done on SummerSlam. You wanted to see something different, right? And so I'm glad that it wasn't until afterwards. But let me tell you, man, so after this match ended, we you and Tonga Tonga and Tonga Loa, they all go out there and they get into the cage and they're all attacking Cody Rhodes, and Cody Rhodes is being, completely outnumbered. And you sensed it. You're like, okay, this is the moment where Roman Reigns is going to come out. This is the moment where it's going to happen. Jacob Fatu goes to the top of the cage, Robin. I don't know about you, but I was so freaking ready to see this man do like a flying headbutt off of the top of the cage or something crazy, right? And then instead, Roman Reigns' theme song hit, and I thought, cool, so excited to see Roman Reigns. But damn, I wanted to see what Jacob Fatu was going to do off of the top of the steel cage. But Roman comes in there, he goes out and takes out the bloodline, has this moment with Jacob Fatu, but Solo Sikoa ruins the moment and drags out Jacob Fatu, which I kind of hated because I wanted to see these two collide, like the Samoan werewolf, the tribal chief. I wanted to see this collision.
But that's why it was brilliant, right? Like that's why they're doing it because they evoke that feeling from you. You wanted more. You wished it would happen. You know it's going to happen. You know it's coming and improve. And they've been doing that very nicely. Again, I really think the injury angle with Jacob Fatu was for that very reason. Keep Roman and him away from each other. Obviously, Fatu was the one that cleaned house with Roman. When you get to lay out Roman, that's a big deal. And then now they're again keeping them kind of away from each other so that it feels bigger when they do get back together and they have that face off. So I think that was actually quite effective. I think they changed Roman's theme again. If you notice, it came in a little quicker. The other one took a long time to build the new Roman hero theme, tribal chief hero.
Yeah,
theme.
You're right. We were talking about how they changed it.
Yes. So I think they tweaked it again. So if you notice in this one, it was a little different. It felt like the like bit earlier on in the theme, which I thought I still like the OG one. I would still go with the OTC theme, but I like this one I think better than the one that they had been using. But I thought the entire way that they Solo Sikoa for him staking his claim as tribal chief. And then the tension with Cody and Roman, despite this, uneasy alliance. And that was started there in the beginning, where there's a really cool shot of Roman sort of looking at the bloodline and Cody behind him, over the shoulder. And it just gives you that, like, oh yeah, all right, we're cooking now. We got, these two guys who have had this magical chemistry often against each other. Now we know they're going to be aligned, but we know that alignment is eventually going to wind up with them going back against each other at some point. And that to me is a long term cool payoff that's going to pay off in the short term.
Well, speaking of the short term, we have another match that has been added to Bad Blood, and this was the closing of the show. The closing of the show, we saw that it is going to be happening. Roman Reigns, Cody Rhodes versus Jacob Fatu and Solo Sikoa. Now, it seemed like Cody Rhodes, he went out there and he told Nick Aldis, I'm done. I don't want anything more to do with the bloodline. I'm finished. Let this be Roman Reigns' problem, right? And I kind of disagree with Cody when he had that backstage moment. I get it. He wants to be done with his bloodline. All makes sense. But in my mind, I'm like, Cody, 20 minutes before this, you had all of these guys beating you up. That was before Roman Reigns even got there. If I were you, I would want some revenge, even if it was just for that specific moment. So I personally wanted him to, I didn't want him to say he didn't want to be in that match, because I felt like he should want to be in that match to get revenge for them on that attack. And I know it's probably going to be a never-ending cycle with him in the bloodline, but, you don't want to just walk away after you had, 4 men beating on you. But as we all learned to find out with the closing of the show, it is going to happen. We are going to be seeing Roman and Cody team up together. And I think what really solidified it at that moment, at least for Cody, was that Tama Tonga and Tongaloa attacked them from behind when they were distracted by Solo and Jacob Fatu. So there was a lot here. But in my mind, I do believe we're going to be seeing Cody Rhodes and Roman Reigns teaming up together. But it just feels so lopsided, right? Because you got these big, massive stars in Cody and Roman, and you got Solo and Fatu. Like, Fatu's great, right? But it doesn't. But he's not nowhere near the level of Cody and Roman in terms of superstardom. So it feels so lopsided in terms of just what you want to see come out of it.
Except for, there's the storytelling aspect again of it, the history between Cody and Roman, the implicit knowledge that we have that Roman's going to eventually want the championship back, right? Like, so that is an underlying subplot of it. And then going back to what you just said about Jacob Fatu, Denise, like, that's the feeling they were trying to establish with him. They are making him into a bona fide, real attraction, at least as an in-ring performer. I don't know if he'll get there with all the rest of the stuff that needs to be, Roman or Cody. But as an in-ring performer, he is already there. So it doesn't feel quite so lopsided. And I bet you that's the way that they do it, is Fatu goes through a stretch of that match where he's just kicking their asses from corner to corner of the ring and perhaps through a table and the like. So I think that's the way that they tell the story of that match, along with the unspoken tension between Roman and Cody, knowing their history and knowing that Roman's going to want to have that championship back. And to be quite frank, this is the most intrigued by a Cody Rhodes match I've been since he became champion.
Roman's back. That's because Roman's back.
Well, yeah, it is. You said it for me, but it's also the truth.
I can read your mind, Robin. I can read your mind.
I wasn't even gonna say it. It's just the way, like, it feels like, where are they going with it? Right? Like, it's the first time since Cody won the championship, he's been in a match. I don't know exactly where they're going with it at the end. So I think that's, aside from obviously Roman's star power and what's great, I think that's the other thing. Are Roman and Cody gonna have to stare down if they win? Are they gonna actually lose because one screws up on the other? How is that going to unfold? And I think that's it.
I think Jacob Fatu is really gonna have to. He's gonna be the star for the team. For his team, he's gonna be the star. He's gonna be the one that people are gonna keep their eye out in terms of like how it's like what he's gonna do, how this is gonna go. And I feel like that's honestly that's gonna be the intriguing point. Like you mentioned earlier, seeing Jacob Fatu, beat up on Cody Rhodes, beat up on Roman Reigns. Like that is going to be the most part of this match, but also seeing just how Cody and Roman work together. I hate to say it, but can they coexist? Where we all know we're going to be thinking that. All of us are going to be thinking that. I'm pretty sure we'll get that line like 100 times on commentary. But it is going to be like a weird dynamic because, God, we've been seeing Roman Reigns and Cody Rhodes at odds with each other for such a long time now. But seeing them on the same side of things, it's going to feel like the Twilight Zone. I'm not used to seeing it yet.
Yeah, and I think that's also why they did the slow payoff to even Cody sign. Cody's like, all right, I don't want to deal with the bloodline anymore. And then at the end, he does sign the contract. But again, if it goes well for them, you still have the other aspect of it of, okay, when's Roman coming for that championship? If it doesn't go well for them, it can be set up either way. So I think it's brilliant booking. I think it's brilliant storytelling. And I think it makes the product as a whole feel more important all of a sudden. Because you got Roman back, yes. You got, as much as I say it about Roman, and I mean it about Roman. Roman has now a case of the greatest of all time, and is the biggest mover and all those things. Cody and Roman together have been excellent. I can say whatever I want about Cody's title reign, and it hasn't been the match quality. The match quality is strong. But whenever Cody and Roman have been in the ring together, magic has happened. You can go back a couple WrestleManias ago. I know some people didn't like the result. I think in retrospect it looks great. You can go to this past WrestleMania, not just night 2 when they were one-on-one, but the moments of night 1 in that tag match with The Rock and Seth. Cody and Roman rocked it when they were in the ring together. Even tonight, when you saw them in the ring together, the way that they were able to tell the story without necessarily saying anything, they rocked it in the ring together, and I have no doubt, whatever direction they go, they are going to rock it in the ring together at Bad Blood.
Oh man, well there you go. I'm sold now. We got some super chats here. Let's get to it. We got Crystal Jackson says, with this big tag match, I think Solo and Jacob Fatu need to win with Roman taking the pin to build to War Games. Oh no, I can't. No, I'm sorry, Chris. I know we have to build to War Games. I'm 100% in agreement with that. I just personally cannot see either Roman Reigns or Cody Rhodes taking the pin. I'm sorry, I can't see it.
The only way I can see it is if one costs the other accidentally. Like, I think that makes it seem like if whatever.
They can't coexist.
Yeah, they can't go, or it messes up the wrong way where Roman winds up spearing Cody, or Roman gets shoved into the Cody cutter following another beatdown by the. But that to me could be the way they do it. To keep the tension going. But I'm not against the idea. I don't want to see Roman pinned so close to coming back.
He can't be Cody. He's the champion.
No, he was pinned by Solo not that long ago, right?
No, I don't want to see it.
Solo
That was to kind of give Solo a leg up in their one-on-one match heading into SummerSlam, though.
Sure, but if Cody, unless you set up Cody Roman 3 with their win somehow, if Cody and Roman go over, doesn't that dead the whole thing right now? So I think he's kind of right that in order to keep it going, Solo and Fatu need to win.
I know they have to have. Trust me. I know they have to get the leg up somehow to make them feel like legit challengers, right? But it feels like it's too much. It's too much at a cost. And Roman Reigns just returned, and he's Roman Reigns, and then Cody Rhodes the champion. I can't pick one of them to take to get pinned by Solo or Fatu, and I love Fatu, but I just can't buy it right now.
What if it's that Fatu moment? I mean, that's kind of been the way we started this off. What if it's Jacob Fatu?
Yeah, you're right. The most exciting moment would be Jacob Fatu getting some crazy ass, I don't know, freaking flying headbutt, some crazy sequence, and then flying headbutt or something, and pinning Roman Reigns. That would be the most exciting thing.
It's probably the right thing. I think actually, now that I think about it, as much as I love Roman, don't want to see him, I think Jacob Fatu should see Roman Reigns in this match.
Wow. Either way, it's going to be like a wow type of moment because they've got something there. But we got Corey MacArthur who says, going to get Denise, I don't know. Moderate. If you hate wearing pants, I decided to give
Come on now with these damn ads.
Roman's gonna announce that he got the Rock to team with them, and that's when Rock is gonna turn on Roman and become, join this,
I hate
this
it.
solo clan.
I hate it.
Yeah, but obviously it's not gonna happen. I thought Joe Hendry was gonna come in at No Mercy to cost. I'm not Joe Hendry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I thought Josh Alexander.
They're on that case.
I did. It's a lot cleaner. The font's different. Somebody was talking about how it looks like Smack Zone instead of Smackdown because the D is cut off. Yeah, yeah. So it's definitely different. It's a cleaner look for sure.
I think it's good. Yeah, but what I meant was I wasn't taken aback. It did not alter my viewing.
No, it didn't. Not in a bad way. No, but you did notice the differences. Like I noticed everything that was new, and I was like, oh, different. That's new. That's this. That's whatever. You know.
And well, I was as soon as I saw Triple X.
Oh, by the way, let me go back to Monday Night War. One way set the record straight about what's been going on. Now this is how Monday Night War started. Smackdown on US Network. New brand video featuring Megan 3. We got a new Smackdown logo. Cody and Solo kick off Smackdown. Triple H came out first. Triple H ushered in a new era Smackdown. Roman Reigns locked the bloodline inside the steel cage. The match was alright, it was decent. How long did this match went? 20 minutes? Is that how long it really went? Or was it 15 minutes? It might have been 20 minutes. So the match was okay. Thought it was a little bit better than SummerSlam. Cody Rhodes win clean. It was a decisive win, so we should not be getting a rematch anytime soon. We got the match at SummerSlam. We got it tonight. The match was okay. It was a little bit better than SummerSlam. We had a stipulation after Cody Rhodes won that when the Bloodline attacked Cody Rhodes and when Reigns came out. After that, we did get Michin. She beat Chelsea Green. She tried. Michin takes out Piper Niven and Chelsea Green. We got A-Town Down Under. Grayson Waller and Austin Theory take on Kevin Owens and a partner of choosing. Randy Orton was that partner. It was pretty obvious, and to me, it was pretty predictable that Randy Orton would be a partner. Randy Orton and Kevin Owens get the victory. They beat A-Town Down Under in an okay tag team match. Everything else in the middle of SmackDown was kind of like a filler match. That was it. Everything else pretty much filler. Nia Jax determines her bad blood challenger. Is Nia Jax defending it? How many matches are going to be on bad blood? Is it going to be 5 or 6? It might be 6. Is Nia Jax defending it? Nia Jax determines her bad blood challenger. Well, they did announce next week Nia Jax and Tiffany Stratton will face Bayley and Naomi, and if Jax and Stratton win, then Bayley and Naomi have to leave SmackDown. They're part of SmackDown. But if Bayley and Naomi win, I think they will face Nia Jax for the title at Bad Blood. Is that going to be on the pay-per-view? How many matches can be in Bad Blood? Is it going to be 5 or 6? I'm not sure. Usually it's been 5 pay-per-views. It could be 6 matches. Not sure. I thought the best match, in my opinion, was Andrade and Carmelo Hayes. This best of 5 series. They were tied 2-2. Andrade won 2, Hayes won 2. Andrade breaks the tie. He wins. He beats him 3 times. It's now 3-2. Andrade beat Carmelo Hayes in a very good match. That was the main event. So since Andrade won, he the rightful #1 contender to face LA Knight for the US title somewhere down the line. They didn't make it official, but it will happen down the line. Probably on Smackdown. As I said, the main event segment, the main event segment, Roman Reigns and Cody Rhodes agreed to join forces at Bad Blood. So the match have been made official.
What is circle? On that advertising money. So don't be upset. Don't be surprised if SmackDown loses. I will say this. If it's anywhere near as good as tonight's episode, we'll be in good shape. This was a very strong and absolute banger of an episode on the premiere. Great. All around.
For that, okay. I'll wait for someone to clip it out so that I can watch it because I've been waiting for them to interact with one another. Thank you, Sheldon. We got Kevin Zwicker here who says 2024 versions of Mega Powers ended the show. Oh my God. We got Steven Martulli who says the final boss returns to set up War Games. Do you expect to see The Rock at some point before War Games? I don't expect to see him until NXT. Until Raw on Netflix.
I think he'll be before then. Yes, I do.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I think I saw a report recently too. I'm trying to remember if it came from a reputable source. That's the problem with today's day age, right? You scroll, you see so many different things. You forget to all right, I didn't.
That's why I always stick to 2 places. If it doesn't come from those 2 places,
But
I'm just like, nope.
I think you got to remember how invested The Rock is. This is important for The Rock. The final boss thing is a cool character name, but it's also true. He's part of the TKO board. So the more successful that WWE is, the more successful The Rock is. So I think it's all completely dependent on whatever his movie schedule. So when his movie schedule clears up, he will be back on WWE. This is not somebody who you have to question his work ethic, right? The guy's got 25 jobs at a time. So I don't think you have to question his work ethic at all. I think it's just a scheduling thing. And what happened, with that lead up to WrestleMania, they cleared it so that he could be there, night in and night out. And I think the next time he gets a break in his schedule, he will be back on WWE television, at least in a semi-regular capacity.
We got Anthony Giuliano who says maybe the Bloodline take out Cody in the coming weeks, and Jimmy Uso might replace Cody Rhodes for Bad Blood. Nah, I feel like he's got to remain. I think that having Jimmy replace Cody would kind of feel like a little bit of a step down. I feel like the match would lose a little bit of star power. So I would say now that you made it official, it's got to remain official with Cody there.
Oh yeah, and not even just that. It's not even that. We know. I've been saying all the time. Cody Roman 3 has got to happen. That's got to happen. I mean, Cody's been saying it in every press appearance he's doing. He's saying the biggest money match they have is Cody Roman 3. Now maybe he's underselling what Rock and Roman would be, or even himself and Rock would be. But that I want to see it too. I want to see it too. Those guys have put on classics. So I think this is perfect because it ups the star power for the match. It ups the star power for the card, the anticipation for the card as a whole, and it ups the possibilities of where you can go, and it keeps that seed of, okay, when are they doing it? When are we going for it? We've never seen them in this story.
We got Sheldon Jackson who says, I think Rock versus Cody at Survivor Series for the title. No, man, I think that they do Rock and Cody. I think it's going to be at a bigger show.
Rock and I mean, that's a pretty big show, no? I mean,
I think it's got to be bigger. I think it's Rock and Cody. I would wait till, God, I don't know, WrestleMania?
Cody at Survivor Series, Roman wins the Rumble, and then it's Roman
This
Rock.
goes too soon. Doesn't it feel too soon? Am I crazy?
Not for me, no. Doesn't feel too He's had the belts at WrestleMania. So in May, June, July, August, September,
want to wait until Netflix so that they can tell the story, like continue the story, continue telling the story on Netflix with Rock and Cody, and that's not going to happen until January.
Sure, I mean, but they have so many different things that they can pull up. They can have the rematch on that. Like there's a lot of different. That's it. I don't know what order those are coming in. I don't know how we're getting there, but barring an injury, I am 100% certain and positive we're getting those three matchups. And if we're not, then whoever's running creative in WWE should be fired, and Triple H's name should not be on the end of the show.
Oh my.
There's AEW. I don't think I talked about this one. One Night Raw finally moved to 2 hours. Wait, did I talk about this one? I'm not sure if I did. Oh, hold on.
And he then ducks the Samoan spike, and we get the Crossroads for the cover and 3. But I thought this whole thing was really, really great. You had Cody gaining the upper hand early, but Solo's power kind of just being too inevitable.
Wouldn't Sean WhatsApp on this?
That Shelley does for a day job, and like the way is now going to be in Chesterfield, Missouri, instead of St. Louis.
I'm happy.
All right, let me see where we're at.
Huh? Wait, it says Triple J, One Night Stand. Don't know what the hell that is.
Maybe Randy Orton versus Cody Rhodes at Survivor Series. That's what a lot of people have been sort of waiting and anticipating. But and speaking of Randy Orton, we had Randy Orton and Kevin Owens versus A-Town Down Under and Grayson Waller and Austin Theory. I think what was funny here is that all of this was so predictable. Everybody knew Randy was going to come out and team up with Kevin Owens. Everybody knew that they were going to win. And they tried to make this very predictable match. They tried to swerve us a little bit, send us in a different direction, and they send out this guy that nobody knows. Ricky out there. Apparently, by the way, we do have somebody here in the chat who actually knows him. John Taylor, who shared some stories with us during the watch along about him, which was great. But for the most part, a lot of people did not know who Ricky was, and everybody was like, "What? What are we doing?" But then, of course, it was Randy Orton, and they go out there and they have the match that you would expect for them to have. So we tried to make something that was super predictable a little unpredictable.
I thought it was a good fit.
Advertised for Smackdown tonight was a steel cage match for the WWE Championship. Not saving it for bad blood, thank God. We had Cody Rhodes one-on-one with Solo Sikoa, and they opened the show with it. This was almost like Saturday night's main event back in the day, or even the early days of Monday Night Raw, where they used to open with the main event instead of closing the show. They opened the show with it, and it became clear very quickly why they did what they did. They were shooting an angle at the end of the show to set up a very big match for Bad Blood next month in Atlanta. We had, to the surprise of really nobody, I mean, anybody paying attention should have expected that Roman Reigns would be on the show tonight. Roman Reigns originally was advertised for this show, and then his name got pulled from the advertising. And I said at the time, that reads to me like they want to save him for a return that night as a surprise. And that's exactly what ended up happening. Roman popped up after the match was over, coming in once again to the aid of Cody Rhodes. That's the second time this year that Cody had Roman come to his aid. But again, it led into a major angle that sets us up now for a tag team match. I'm going to tell you how we got there, but a tag team match now official for Bad Blood. It will be Cody Rhodes and Roman Reigns joining forces, reluctantly, but joining forces on the same side. Truly a can they coexist situation, if there ever was one. They are going to be tag team partners taking on Solo Sikoa and Jacob Fatu. And what excites me the most about that match, it's not Cody Rhodes being back in the ring with Solo Sikoa. Been there, done that. I don't need to see it ever again. Cody Rhodes and Jacob Fatu, that could be fun, though. What I'm looking forward to, and what we're going to get a taste of, is Roman Reigns and Jacob Fatu in the ring together. We got a little tease for it tonight, and you can hear the crowd react to it. WWE has kept them apart so far. We're going to get a little taste of it in Bad Blood. But that match right there, I mean, that match, I think could be set up for a WrestleMania.
The man was 5 minutes.
That's going to be a big deal.
5
when we
minutes?
Get those two in the ring one-on-one.
I was disappointed.
That's the
I
part of
thought
that
they were
match that I
saying-
find the most intriguing and that I'm looking forward to most. But we have to address the issue with Cody Rhodes here. Cody Rhodes beats Solo Sikoa, retains the WWE Championship, has seemingly dispatched the Bloodline once and for all, only to be dragged back into the Bloodline vortex. Cody just can't quit these guys. He beat Roman Reigns at WrestleMania, beat Solo Sikoa at SummerSlam, beat him again tonight, and Cody is still involved with the Bloodline. Now, it sets up a big enough match. As a one-time match, I get it, because it really is a mega match for them to set up. You got the two biggest baby faces in the entire company on the same side, working together in tandem. Former adversaries, now partners. That'll be a big draw for one night. What I don't want is beyond Bad Blood to see Cody Rhodes involved in Bloodline business. I'm ready for Cody to move on. Cody needs to move on to something different. He needs to move on to something not involving a member of the Bloodline. You've got two men on this show, and Randy Orton and Kevin Owens, both of whom are still baby faces, both of whom we saw tonight in the ring together. And either one of them, either Kevin Owens with a heel turn or Randy Orton, babyface or heel, working with Cody Rhodes has to be the next chapter in Cody's story as champion. It's going to happen in Survivor Series. Are they going to drag this out even longer? Are they going to rope Cody Rhodes into a War Games match in some way involving the Bloodline? See, that I really don't want to see. So that's the only thing. I'm taking a wait-and-see approach to see if Bad Blood really is the cutoff for him, because it should be. Because I just don't need to see him involved in this thing. Time for him to move on. But I get it. WWE wants to set up this huge match for Bad Blood. So that is what we have coming up. I thought that the show tonight overall was solid. I thought it was a solid show. They had the match, obviously, between Cody and Solo. That was much better than the SummerSlam match. We're going to get into that here in a moment. A fun...
Did you begin? No, what the fuck am I watching?
Reigns and Cody Rhodes. What else was there on this show to see? I mean, for Christ's sakes, we got 2 Nia Jax segments, one of which went way too fucking long with convoluted stipulations for a tag team match next week. I don't really know what you guys were watching, but when I watch a show, I watch in totality of the 2 hours. 30-minute steel cage match, or didn't really go 30 minutes, but I guess 20 minutes of the steel cage match because they did 13 fucking minutes of intro. And then we had Triple H start the show. 30 minutes to open the show, and Roman Reigns comes back. We get to stare down with Jacob Fatu, and then we don't see Cody and Roman till the end of the show. I mean, all right, you had a whole 2/3 of the show that were just like, what? I mean, can we get some fucking entertainment on this show? Friday Night Smackdown is just terribly thin as far as a roster. And I don't want to rain on anybody's parade, man, but for a season premiere, I expected a lot more. I don't know about you guys. Listen, if you want to go out there and say this was a great show, by all means, that's your opinion. It's a great show. I'm not going to fucking shit on you, but
And I will read your messages. If you have questions, get them on in. I will do my best to answer them. We hang out always later on in the show. You know the drill. You are new here. Welcome. And thank you, by the way, before we go.
I expected more coming out of a season premiere where you're moving from Fox back to the USA Network and you're hyping it up as the season premiere for WWE Week on the USA Network. Cody Rhodes and Solo Sikoa in the opening match, steel cage. We're going to get into the breakdown of what happened and go over it sequence for sequence. But my quick thoughts on the open of the show. I thought Cody Rhodes led Solo Sikoa to the best match that he's ever had in WWE, period. That includes main roster and NXT. I thought the match was great to open SmackDown. They did the right thing. Absolutely smart call. This would have fit on pay-per-view too, but I knew that there were bigger things planned for all involved here at Bad Blood. So this was the perfect time to do this and have it lead to whatever comes next at Bad Blood. They put on a pay-per-view caliber performance. This was a very good steel cage match. You wanted blood, you got it. You want physicality, you got it. You want close near falls, believable near falls, even though Cody was not
already
going to
advertised.
the championship.
WWE just advertised The Rock versus Cody Rhodes for Crown Jewel. Yes, this happened at Crown Jewel.
A lot of people shit on him, a lot of people rag on him.
Definitely, you know what? The Rock is advertised for Crown
Not
Jewel.
really the guy, but
WWE,
he showed up.
man, they
He's
really
performed
the
tonight.
first
This is the best match, period, in all of WWE. And shout out to Cody Rhodes for leading somebody that the fans don't really believe in to a great match. Perfect situation for this match to take place on SmackDown, commercial free, steel cage. Now we don't have to see it anymore, ever again. Great. Cody Rhodes and what he's doing at Bad Blood. That was the big question. Outside of what happens here tonight, that was the big question. What are we doing with Cody Rhodes at Bad Blood? Is Cody Rhodes going to defend the championship against Kevin Owens? Is Kevin Owens going heel? That was one of the suggestions from all of the IWC. Oh, Kevin Owens is going heel. I don't really see Kevin Owens going heel right now. If he does go heel, great. But it would make no sense for KO to turn heel and then wrestle Cody Rhodes again when he's not going to win the championship. It would have been a clear-cut, inevitable loss for Kevin Owens. So turning him heel and having him lose again to Cody is not going to be the play. But what about Cody and Randy? Well, it's September 13th. Bad Blood's taking place on October 5th. Is that enough time to build a match between Cody and Randy? Okay, let's turn Randy heel. I thought maybe that would have been the play, but clearly that is not the play. I wouldn't have complained if we got it.
Hi, it's me. Here's it.
Welcome to the credit.
Jim Ross announcing it on the air, and then you're like, oh my god, I can't believe this happened. And then
These matches, either one of those matches, then Roman comes back on the season premiere of SmackDown, and he returns, and he targets Solo Sikoa, and we get Solo and Roman one-on-one because it fits the Bad Blood theme. Obviously, it's the bloodline. It's a family issue. Bad Blood. Roman and Solo one-on-one at Bad Blood. I would have taken that. I don't know how many people would have been pleased with that, but that was obviously one of the directions that they could have gone. And then as of 2 weeks ago, I'm starting to think, well, KO's not turning heel. That would be stupid. Randy's a great match, and I think everybody's very much looking forward to it, but 2 weeks to build, 3 weeks to build. Cody and Randy, not going to happen so soon. How do you book that match? Cody would have to lose. You don't want to do that right now. So then I got to thinking about a couple of weeks ago. The main event, or one of the main events, it's not going to be the main event. I think Drew McIntyre and CM Punk inside Hell in a Cell will main event Bad Blood. But one of the marquee matches at Bad Blood, and I said this a couple of weeks ago, so if you heard it from anyone else, they probably took it from me. A couple of weeks ago, I said, well, it looks like Cody Rhodes and Roman may be teaming up against Jacob Fatu and Solo Sikoa. That was a couple of weeks ago when Cody actually issued the challenge for a match, but he didn't issue a match to Solo. He wanted Jacob. Then we got Solo and Cody inside the steel cage, and I'm like, he did that for a reason. He wants Jacob Fatu. He didn't want Solo. So from 2 weeks ago, I said that's going to be one of your marquee matches at Bad Blood, and that's exactly what we got. WWE strung us along for a little bit because at the end of the steel cage match, Cody got his ass beat, only to be saved by Roman. Bloodline retreats. There was a great stare down before they retreated with Roman and Jacob Fatu, where fans were chanting, holy shit, you wouldn't know it because they got bleeped out by USA Network. There was a stare down between the present and the future, and that got everybody excited. Solo drags him out of the ring. Not yet. Not yet. They go to Nick Aldis. They want a match. They issue the challenge to both Roman and Cody. Roman, you know he wants to get his hands on his family. Cody, he said before this match and after this match, I'm done with the bloodline. This is it. I beat Solo. I'm done. I beat Solo. He's finished. I want nothing more to do with this family or the bloodline. He even told Nick Aldis, I don't want this match, and I'm not signing that contract. So they strung us along up until the end of the show, where we inevitably got the match because who else was it going to be to make it the marquee match that it needs to be? It's not going to be Jimmy. It's not going to be Jay. It's not going to be Hikuleo. It's not going to be Sami Zayn. It's not going to be Randy Orton. It's going to be Cody. So Cody says he's done, but then Cody says he's not done. So they strung us along for the entire show, and we got the match that I predicted 2 weeks ago when Cody challenged Solo to a WWE Championship match tonight on Smackdown in the season. So, good job, JD. And I'm very much looking forward to it. Bad Blood, I said this on Monday, Bad Blood is looking like an all-timer. This show is fucking stacked. You want your 7-match pay-per-view? You got it. This is no 5-match pay-per-view, man. This is not some fucking minor league bullshit by Triple H. This show is fucking stacked. Hell in a Cell between Punk and McIntyre. Rhea Ripley versus Liv Morgan. Damian Priest versus Finn Balor. Sami Zayn versus Gunther for the World Heavyweight Championship. We may or may not be getting Braun Breaker versus Jey Uso for the Intercontinental Championship. Then we got on SmackDown side, Nia Jax is defending the Women's Championship against Bayley, more than likely. And then Roman Reigns teams with Cody Rhodes against Solo Sikoa and Jacob Fatu. Man, that is a stacked fucking show, and there is room for more if they want. They could do LA Knight versus Andrade, which I wish they would do. I would round it out at 8. I think
It's not giving me 8 matches. You out your damn mind? I'd be shocked if it was 7 matches, but it might be 6 matches. Unless they put a match in the pre-show, which I think they will.
LA Knight deserves a pay-per-view.
That's not gonna happen.
They'll probably do that on the go-home show. That's been their thing as of late. But man, oh man, this pay-per-view is fucking stacked. It's gonna be one of the best WWE shows that they do all year in Atlanta, sold out. It's gonna be tremendous. So we will talk about what happened in the steel cage. We will talk about how I do think the stare down between Roman and Jacob Fatu is not imminent, but man, they are setting the table for something really, really major happening. And they are doing that right now. They're planting those seeds right now. I tweeted out Roman, Jacob, WrestleMania 41. I can't believe you people in the thread I posted on X. Oh, well, Roman and Rock. All right, we may get that. That's fine. Nothing wrong with me making a prediction and voicing my opinion. You cannot forget what happened after WrestleMania. You can't. Roman and Jacob fought too. That is being planted for when, where, we don't know. But don't forget that Cody and The Rock still have unfinished business. When does that take place? So we will see what happens there. Man. A lot of interesting moving parts right now for WWE. And I thought what they did with the main characters on this show tonight, really, really good stuff. Great steel cage match. They strung you along for the entire show. Is Cody going to do it? Is Cody not going to do it? Roman actually spoke tonight for the first time since coming back at SummerSlam. So we'll go over all tonight. LA Knight issued the challenge to Andrade, United States Championship. Is going to be on the line after Andrade beat Carmelo and seemingly ends their unofficial 5-match series. Carmelo is out of the United States Championship picture for now, but we may very well continue what they got going on after Andrade does not beat LA Knight for the United States Championship. Nia Jax laid down a challenge for Bad Blood. It will be either Naomi or it will be Bayley for the Women's Championship. But Tiffany Stratton is looming with that Money in the Bank briefcase. We'll go over what happened there with some wonky stipulations that they threw out tonight on SmackDown. And then, honestly, after what we got with all that, there was really not much to really sink your teeth into. I thought this was a very middle-of-the-road show outside of all the major players. But we'll go over it. If you guys liked it, God bless you. Me, it's my show. I can do whatever I want. I can say whatever I want. I expect a lot more for a season premiere episode of Friday Night SmackDown. So we'll get into it right here on this Friday the 13th. On Off the Script, man. Thank you guys so much for joining me. We got 2,100.
What if what is up,
Oh, my man. I didn't know it was over. That was like 3 hours, I think. Hold on a minute.
everyone? What
Well, that looked to be over. This got the new logo. What? Joe Cronin. They got the new opening. That always sucks, right? Alright.
My hands ran it. And the earthquake splash, whatever it was, right? The superfly splash. And all the wait, I think that's what. I did think. That was some comedy trip that doesn't matter. You just have. Plan. It just because they knew. Based on the stipulation, they knew that, fuckery was coming. People were going to get involved. The bloodline was going to get involved. And it's like they just didn't give a shit about the first 10 to 12 minutes of that match. But you didn't have that problem here because the whole purpose of the cage was to keep the bloodline out. And shockingly, it worked because the bloodline didn't come out until after the match was over. So the stipulation worked.
DraftKings a little bit later on in the show, man. They got it.
Had more heat. It was just more fun. It was a better match, objectively better match than their SummerSlam match was. And it seemed pretty clear from what they did here that they were setting up for a tag team match for Bad Blood.
with Cody and Roman on one side, Jacob and Solo on the other. And as we would find out later in the show, that was indeed the case. It becomes interesting, though, when you think about the potential match order for that show. Now, we still haven't gotten the announcement of Gunther and Sami Zayn for the World Heavyweight Championship. I fully expect that match to happen on that show. Unless they really drag this angle out, where Gunther keeps saying, no, 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 I'm not giving you the match, and they're going to save it for, Survivor Series or something, or Saudi Arabia. But they're not going to do it on TV. So I would imagine that'll get added to the card as well. But right now, you've got two big matches official for the show that we do know of that could potentially headline the show. This tag match being one of them. Punk and McIntyre inside Hell in a Cell being the other. Even though the show is not named after Hell in a Cell, right? We don't have Hell in a Cell pay-per-views anymore. You have a Hell in a Cell match on that show with a rivalry that has been taking place over a period of many, many months, really the entirety of this year, practically. Punk and McIntyre feels like the show closer. So I would look at it and go, well, if they're going to do this, I could see Roman and Cody opening the show. And it seems crazy to think because they're the two biggest baby faces. Why would you put them on first? Well, they put Cody and Solo on first tonight. Is it really all that unbelievable that they can open the show with it? Depends on what the finish is going to be, what they're setting up with the finish of that match. I can envision a scenario where this tag match goes on first, and they close the show with Punk and McIntyre in Atlanta.
Solo Sikoa and Cody Rhodes. I love the new logo. I think the logo looks great. I like it better than the old logo. I don't like the theme music for Smackdown. I think I made that very well known. I think WWE's got a problem with music in general. Theme music for their shows, theme music for their pro wrestlers. I did read an article today on X that Def Rebel's contract is indeed up with WWE at the end of the year, and WWE is going to be looking at actual musicians to start doing themes. Now, I don't know how true that is. That is being reported by PWN through their Discord server. I hope it is correct, because the one thing right now that's missing from WWE production is some really banger theme music for their performance. At first form,
for a match, and he says it's an offer that he can't refuse. And Aldis said that this night is far from over. Thanks, Nick. I was looking at the clock. It was 8:44 p.m. I would fucking hope that the night is not over yet. Thanks for the update. We had Michin against Piper Niven. I don't know what I'm doing. Coming off of Piper's interference in Michin's loss last week to Chelsea Green. Piper got her nose busted open in the opening 60 seconds of the match, so we had more blood. Drink! More. After the match, Chelsea attacked Michin and delivered an unpretty her onto a trash can to leave her laying and to get their heat back. This was a waste of time. That's what this was. Before the next match, they showed some celebrities in the crowd. Or PM. I would fucking hope that the night is not over yet. Thanks for the update. We had Michin in. Punk and McIntyre inside Hell in a Cell being the other. Vicky Guerrero, they showed her in the crowd. I rolled my eyes when they showed her. And the World Heavyweight Champion, Gunther, was there, along with Ludwig Kaiser, who Michael Cole referred to as Gunther's Imperium sidekick. And I'm not gonna lie, I found this funny, and the reason I found this funny is because I misheard this as side chick. Shit you not. So, hey, that's way funnier to me. I'm not sure which is worse. If you call Ludwig Kaiser someone's sidekick or if you call him someone's side chick, I'm not sure. But
I just call him Ludwig Kaiser.
apparently, in my warped mind, Ludwig Kaiser is Gunther's side chick. I wonder if Ginny knows. We had Kevin Owens and a mystery partner taking on Austin Theory and Grayson Waller. They introduced Kevin Owens' partner after everybody was in the ring. And Owens was in the ring, and now they're really like teasing this. And now, his tag team partner. And out walks a creator wrestler looking dude with a rug on his chest. As Michael Cole wondered why we don't see wrestlers anymore with chest hair like that. Because static electricity is a bitch, is what I'm guessing. So Theory and Waller see this and they start laughing and pointing. And Owens explains that Ricky, which is the guy's name, asked him his name. He said, "My name is Ricky." So he said Ricky wasn't his first choice, but his actual partner had travel issues and could not make it tonight, so they were going to make the best. And Ricky got loud chants here from the crowd in Seattle. He was already over. The dude is already over. But a production assistant quickly summoned Kevin Owens over to the ropes and told him he's here. His partner is here. So Owens then told Reggie that he was sorry, and then he gave him a stunner. And let this be an example of what a terrible booker Triple H is. Okay, because never even gave this guy Ricky a chance. Ricky shows up his first night in, he's getting cheers from the crowd, the dude is over. And on his very first night, he gets his legs cut out from underneath. I mean, it was like he got Giovanni Vinci tonight. He got Vinci. Okay, we're going to make that a thing from now on. You don't want to be Vinci, okay? That's not good. That's not good for your career. So I hope Tony Khan was watching, and I hope that Tony Khan gives Ricky a chance. And before long, we will see Ricky on Rampage getting a shot. Pulling for you. So Owens summoned for his real partner to come out, and of course, to the surprise of no one, Randy Orton comes out, and he gets a mega reaction from the crowd. So look, it was a fun bit. Everybody knew that it was going to be Randy Orton as his partner, so this was just a way to make people sweat a little bit, make it a little less obvious. So, nothing wrong with that. Waller and Theory were in control during the break. Owens mounted a comeback, landed a swanton bomb on Theory. Owens crawled towards... Please vote no.
Smash Cody in the head. Solo went for Samoan spike. Cody blocked it and hit another crossroads, and that was all she wrote for Solo Sikoa. One crossroads here in the end. And Solo Sikoa falls. No more world championship opportunities for the new tribal chief. Cody Rhodes wins very clean. There was no interference. There was no shenanigans. There was no bullshit. Cody Rhodes wins this very clean, and this was a great match. This was Solo's best match to date in WWE. Kudos to Cody. I know Cody gets a lot of hate. I know Cody gets a lot of bullshit from the IWC. He needs to be a better champion. He needs better stories. His title reign is boring. I hear all that. I understand why people feel that way. But at the end of this title reign, you will look at Cody Rhodes and the body of work that he delivered in this title reign, in that reign, from bell to bell, and you will think Cody is a great champion. He has wrestled fantastic in this entire reign. Absolutely great. If Solo was given the best match of his WWE run from Cody Rhodes, then Cody Rhodes is on to something very special. I get that story means everything. I've been preaching it for years, and I understand it. And I'm telling you right now, you have every right to feel that way because I get it, I understand it, and I want the same thing you guys love, man. I'm itching, I'm fucking foaming at the mouth for that Cody and Randy feud. I'm waiting for that fucking RKO to come out of nowhere, man, and begin this beautiful story. And Randy winning the WWE title. I get it. But you cannot sit there and deny Cody Rhodes and what he's done bell to bell as far as professional wrestling as the WWE champion. His exact banger matches with everybody. Can't take that away from him. You gotta give the good and take the bad. I get it. But if you're physically sitting there listening to me right now, watching me say Cody sucks, no, we don't. You can't sit there and tell me that. You can't. You're lying to yourself and you're exposing yourself to be a fucking idiot. Facts, 100%. You can't deny Cody is a great wrestler. He's one of the best storytellers. He's a master storyteller. Said that before he even joined WWE. I get that we want a better reign. I get that we want story. I get that we want better opponents. That's coming. It's getting better. It was not that good coming out of WrestleMania. It's very boring. I think we're getting back into the swing of things, man. You're going to get what you want eventually. After the match, the Bloodline surrounded the cage, and they all climbed into the ring. Solo landed the Samoan spike on Cody, and the Bloodline worked Cody over completely, dominating 4-on-1. Moonsault by Jacob Fatu. He did the moonsault from the top rope, and then he was going to go up top to the cage and deliver a Samoan splash off the top of the cage, man. The demon in me was hoping to see. We did not get it. Instead, Fatu got all the way up there, and Roman Reigns music hits. He walked to the ring, and everybody stopped what they were doing because they admired the OTC. The tribal chief is back. He walked to the ring. He gets into the ring. He closed the door behind him. Reigns beat the shit out of Tamatonga and Tangaloa until Solo stopped Reigns. Sikoa ran into a Superman punch and Fatu out of the ring. Roman is still in the ring. He sees both Solo and Jacob Fatu outside the cage. He points to Jacob Fatu. He motions for Jacob Fatu to enter the ring and enter the cage. Fatu foaming at the mouth. He climbs up the stairs and into the cage, and he
If
slams
you
the
fail
door
3
behind
times,
him.
it automatically lost.
We got and present staring each other in the ring after this steel cage match. 2 chants of holy shit, holy shit.
When you fooled, I
This
fooled
is
the
a future
people.
WrestleMania match in the making. Now I put on social media, I screen capped this picture between these two, I posted it. All I said was WrestleMania 41, period, Las Vegas, period. If you don't think that's a WrestleMania match, I don't know what your idea of WrestleMania actually is. I don't want to see this at a Royal Rumble. I don't want to see this at some international Saudi show. Jacob Fatu and Roman Reigns is a WrestleMania match.
It ain't happening.
Period.
It's not happening.
How we get there, I don't know. We can undergo several twists and turns before we even get there. Is Jacob Fatu going to eventually overthrow Solo Sikoa as the leader of the new bloodline? We don't know. A lot can happen from Bad Blood going into Survivor Series. It's legitimately a month and a half worth of build. Is Solo even going to be the leader of the new bloodline after Bad Blood? We don't know. We could absolutely see Jacob Fatu lead the new group. And we can get Hikuleo joining his brothers over on that side of things. Leaving Solo Sikoa to go crawling back to Roman Reigns to acknowledge the real tribal chief. Because if you guys remember, Jacob Fatu and Tamatonga, along with Tangaloa, they were all in the room. I believe they know what Jacob said, or what Solo said, rather. Solo said, whoever's in possession of the Ulafala No matter if it's me or Roman, you will acknowledge Roman. If he gets the Ulafala back, you are to acknowledge Roman as the tribal chief. Do you think that was done by just happenstance? You think that was just a line thrown into the dialogue because it's cool? Solo Sikoa told Tamatonga in the backstage area several weeks ago, if Roman gets back the Ulafala, you are to acknowledge him as the tribal chief. What do you think is going to happen between now and then? Anything can happen. What if Roman Reigns gets back the Ulafala? Solo is going to acknowledge him as the tribal chief. And Solo is going to acknowledge him as the tribal chief and then also be excommunicated from the bloodline that he created. Leaving him to roll back to Roman Reigns and join his defunct family. We may end up getting Roman, Solo, and the Usos against the new bloodline led by Jacob
Until you beat him.
as they enlist Hikalea. I mean, that sounds like the soundest of strategies here.
Not you. If you want to be tribal
Jacob
chief,
Fatu leading the
you gotta
bloodline.
beat
If
Solo
Jacob
Sikoa.
Fatu is
If
leading
you
the
want to be the
bloodline,
head of the table, you gotta beat me. And
you
that's
don't
the
think
match.
that a match with Roman Reigns is on the horizon for a major stage like WrestleMania?
They already.
Because I do.
let's see.
Now, granted, a lot of people are like, we can't put off Roman and Rock another year. We can't. I get it. Rock is getting older. Rock is not going to be as nimble as he is for WrestleMania 42 as he would be for WrestleMania 41. I get it. But I'm hanging on the hope of Cody and Rock finishing what they left us off with. Something's got to happen. I don't know what it is. I don't know where it's going to be. I don't know what's going to happen when Rock comes back. Apparently, the rumor is Rock is going to be back before Survivor Series. Roman and Jacob Fatu at WrestleMania. Cody and Rock at WrestleMania.
That ain't happening.
That is, to me, what makes WrestleMania.
No, it's not.
Now, they could certainly do Roman and Rock WrestleMania and then Cody and Randy at WrestleMania. But again, we don't know where the story's going. I mean, there are so many twists and turns to this story. There are so many ways that this story could go. We don't really know. It's all us lobbing up a free throw and hoping it goes in. We don't know. But Roman and Jacob Fatu staring each other down here is a major, major seed planted in hopes that it grows into something much bigger. And they only looked at each other and they only growled at each other and made facial expressions at each other. They didn't throw a punch, they didn't touch. Solo dragged Jacob Fatu out of the ring before anything could happen. Cody backed up Roman. He had a crossroads on Tamatonga that nearly decapitated him, and that was the end of the segment. Cody stood, Roman stood. They both looked at each other. They don't like each other. Cody's acknowledged Roman as the original tribal chief, so there's some level of respect there, but they don't like each other. In the story that we're seeing, they don't like each other. I thought this was all very well done. Great steel cage match. Best Solo Sikoa match in his entire WWE run so far. Cody gets another great match under his belt during this WWE Championship reign. Roman comes back. He gets his hands a little bit on the bloodline for putting him out for the last 3 or 4 weeks. We got a tease with Roman and Jacob Fatu for a much bigger match somewhere down the line between them one-on-one. And we get Cody and Roman standing tall. The enemy of my enemy is my friend. So that's basically what they're going for. I thought this was all very well done. Kathy Kelly. She interviewed Nick Aldis backstage and said everyone has been sequestered in their dressing rooms. This is too big of a night.
What I love about
We're gonna have a tag team match on the show next.
What the match would be. He says he was going to try and find some answers as he went to Solo and Jacob's locker room. So I kind of knew at that point during the show that we were probably leaning towards the tag team match that I pitched a couple of weeks ago with Jacob Fatu teaming with Solo against Roman and Cody. Immediately, light bulb went off in my head. I'm like, that's where they're going. Ladies in action here. Michin defeated Piper Niven. So after a great 40 minutes to open SmackDown, the ladies got two. Not that it bothers me, because neither of these women are important whatsoever. But 2 minutes. So we start at the highest of highs. We get Roman back. We get Roman and Jacob part 2. Cody standing tall with Roman. And then we get this nonsense. Niven ran at Michin. Michin moved and Niven. She eventually pulls out a kendo stick and hits Chelsea Green with it. Niven then hit a dive on Michin and rolled Michin back into the ring. She then climbs to the second rope, but Michin cut Niven off and hit a belly-to-back suplex.
Well, probably should stop the video. Think I made it long enough. Just want to say thank you for watching. Thank you for all the support. Hit that like button. Leave a comment. Please subscribe to my channel. Let me know in the comment section you want to see more. Now I will remake The Walking Dead, the final season, episode 4. I think I'm gonna do it over again and make it better. Make sure I turn off the music. I don't want to get a copyright strike. So I will play more Walking Dead final season, episode 4. Till then, this is Jacob Cast 2024. I'll see y'all later. Yep, I'll see y'all later.